Hey guys, Matt, IronTrap Garage, and we're going to take a little adventure, kind of exciting with Big Red, because we bought a Model A locally. Our friend Mike at Wheels in Motion, we were going to check out a car with him, an old hot rod recently, and he was like, oh, I just got a car dropped off from an estate. They want me to do a bunch of work. The car needs a bit of work, and I'd rather if you just bought it instead of me having to do all the work, kind of, in so many words, he said. And we looked at it, we struck a deal with the family, and we were able to buy the car. So it's actually pretty local. It's like one town over in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. We're gonna roll over there in Big Red and actually get to use it again for what it's been built for, loading up an old car and hauling it around. So we're gonna take a run over in Big Red. Steve and I are gonna load the car up, bring it back here, take a look at it, and we'll see. Maybe we'll try to get it running. I don't really know how bad it is. Mike and I looked at it for literally like 5 minutes maybe, and I made an offer on it, and that was it. And he called me back like a week or two later, so I barely remember anything about the car. So we'll take a look at the car at the very least and just show you what we bought. We'll see. I don't know.
Coming out. Backing out. Backing in is always easier.
Just have to get the car. Does not run, obviously.
Got a lot of room over here.
Yeah. All right, we'll see what junker I bought that I barely looked at.
This is a good used car.
Yeah.
Right.
It was. Luckily, it was close. Some of them I buy and I gotta go across the country, and then you're like, ooh, God.
Yeah, then you gotta add that in.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go, Steve.
So what are you into, like? Yeah.
Steve's into muscle car stuff.
Like what? Like Ford, Chevy?
Chevy.
No, Chevy. I have a +69 Nova Super Sport.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Not a real Super Sport. I bought it. I already had someone put all the good stuff on it. Yeah.
So you want me to put this wood in there, Matt? This smells bad. This is at the bad gas.
That had some mousy goodness on it.
No, gas.
Oh, I don't know.
I left it air out.
We could throw it in.
I would just do it.
We'll just throw it in the back. They use it for a powder net. Yeah. So.
What do you want to do? Turn right?
I'd like to go in. No, we pulled the other one in the rear.
That's what we did with the radio.
Yeah. So we'll pull it in. We'll put
backwards.
So turn right.
Yeah, we'll put it backwards. Yeah. That's what I need. A new nylon cable for my winch. My winch gold.
Yeah.
And cable, and it's all frayed.
Sharp and
cut my hand.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's
probably good.
Yeah.
If not, we can kind of straighten it on the ramp.
Yeah.
These ramps are long enough.
Cut it back towards your side a little bit there.
Cut it.
Ready?
Yep. Cut
Yep.
it. Kind of hard.
Right there.
What are you thinking?
That'll work.
I'm 3 inches.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Yep.
We can make that work.
Yep.
Yeah, I did. All right. You want to work the steering wheel?
Yep.
What's that?
Alright, I got it.
Yeah, you gotta, keep it cut like that.
Yeah.
Like I said, if we gotta readjust once it's on the winch, we can let it roll back down. I keep it cut pretty hard like that. No, keep it cut.
Keep it cut? Okay.
Or am I wrong?
I'm good on this side now.
Yeah, this side you're probably, yeah, you're good. Actually straighten right there. How you looking there?
I'm good on this side.
To the inside on this side, so we're.
To the outside on this side.
Yep. You're about centered with the front wheel, so we're.
Alright, cool.
How you looking?
Good.
It's actually naturally doing it.
Alright, yeah, I can turn it without. Yeah.
Now, the only thing is we are a little downhill. So do you want to?
I'll hop up there and put a 2x4 behind the wheels. There we go. Looks like I have it set now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because
Yep.
we're slightly downhill. We need to go a little.
How much further?
I would put the bumper up. Well, I'd like to get the bumper in the tailgate. So
Yeah.
another 12 inches. Foot, maybe if we can get it.
Get them for that.
I don't really care if the bumper's almost touching.
Yeah. I'll give you 6 inches of width. No more.
That's almost right.
That's against the wood there.
Can you go another like inch?
Yeah.
Because it's almost inside. I'm afraid the tailgate's gonna hit the bumper.
Right.
If we are ready.
All right, so got home safe and sound. This is only the second time I've actually hauled something with the Big Red. First time was Wheels of Time with a little race car. This is with a fully dressed Model A. And it fits in there quite nicely. We can go back a little more than we are, but we have it kind of centered in the bed pretty nicely. And nothing went anywhere. It just kind of drove as expected. So can't complain. Our setup's pretty good. The only thing we might do is we want to put some extra D-rings to actually bring the suspension to load the suspension so that the car is not bouncing so much. A stock Model A, the suspension was bouncing around quite a bit just because of how it's set up. So I would like to put some straps and maybe we can load the suspension down a little bit to limit the bounce on it, which could possibly loosen the straps. But it did just fine. And so we're gonna get our ramps back out, get this thing loaded down, and see, maybe we can get it to run or check out what the heck we bought here. Get on that end. Okay, get on that end. Yep. Good. I like that they fold it. It's a little cumbersome to get flipped. Straps down to hold the ramp. Yep, that's right at the ramp there. Ready? Yep. Okay, we're on the ramp. And get over the steering wheel and slide it down. Okay. Just tell me where to. Probably reach it from here. Does it just go straight from here?
Yeah.
That way a little bit.
Oh. Just a hair.
Oop. We're at the ramps here. We're gonna have to go.
Oh, gonna have to pull it some more.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep. All right. More to your side.
No, we're good. Actually, that way a little bit. That's it. Good. Rear okay on your side?
Yeah.
Okay.
The tires are so narrow that they were flexing in here because the tires are narrow enough they're in between.
Oh.
All right, so we got this little Model A off the trailer, and it's actually a pretty cool car. It's definitely an amateur restoration. You could see that they painted the thing. I don't know if it was with urethane or it was what they used, but yeah, it's not real great. It has a lot of orange peel in it, but it actually does shine. It's better than some of the ones we brought home for sure, but definitely an amateur restoration, but it looks really, really nice. From 10 feet, which is, for most of us as a driver, that's pretty good. So,
24.
a couple things we noticed. Can you open the hood, Steve?
Yep.
So I noticed just through the louvers in the hood here that somebody had put a one-wire alternator or a alternator on it, which is definitely a nice drivability feature. So it's got like a modern alternator on it there.
you can see that you know, everything's been, oh wow, it's got a 12-volt coil on it. I wonder if this whole, oh look, with a potential or a ballast resistor. I bet this car's been converted to 12 volt. Let's take a look at the battery.
Yeah.
You can just lay it over on the side on Model A.
Okay.
Yep. So open the door real quick.
Yeah, it is 12.
So this car, that's a definite bonus. You can see the interior's definitely been redone. I know Moon. Moon freaks out every car we bring home. He's like sniffing for rodents and whatever, but it looks like somebody converted this car to 12 volt, which is super handy for us because that's always a problem with cranking these cars when they're 6 volt and they haven't been started for a long time and deal with the cranking too slow. You can see they have the solenoid there, I guess, for the
Cutoff switch.
Oh, is it a? Oh yeah, it's
That's a cutoff switch.
Oh yeah, you're right. I see it. Yeah, my mistake. Yeah, you're correct. So they got a big race car cutoff switch on it. Not the smoothest of installations, but I probably would have mounted it the other way, so the switch is on the firewall instead of the big.
Then you got to open then you got to open the hood before you want to start the car.
I guess you're right. Anyways, engine looks pretty stock. It looks like they went over the whole car and was restored. You can see the gas is the biggest thing. When we got the car off of the truck, it just stank like old gas. So we're gonna have to clean out this gas tank for sure. That's a major problem when these things sit. That old gas, it just turns into varnish and it becomes a problem. So yeah, so overall pretty good car. It's a rumble seat car. And let's see I don't think I opened this since I bought it. There we go. Seat, unfortunately, I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be. The seat is vinyl and the interior's like the cloth or mohair, but hard to see, but it's pretty clean down in here. It's got the mat still and everything. It's all reproduction parts, but like I said, it's definitely an amateur restoration, but it presents pretty well. Mike got this in. He more deals in his everyday street rods and modern body shop and muscle cars and stuff. So this thing was a little, not as quick for them to work on. So he was happy to not have to do the work and keep moving on other bigger projects they had for other customers. So we're gonna tinker with this thing. He did have a nurse tank sitting right near the car, so I forgot to ask him. He might have even had it running, we don't know. And there was also a battery charger near it. So since it's 12 volt, we could put our jump starter on it, no problem. And we can probably put a nurse tank or something to feed the carburetor, and maybe we'll see if this thing will run. It might be one of the easiest ones we've ever done.
Hopefully, yeah, cross your fingers. That'd be nice.
So let's give it a try. So we had the open the hood on this side, and like we mentioned, it looks like they had this off and they had like a hose hanging or near it. So I think they were trying to feed it fuel. I don't know if they got it running or not. You can see this thing's been all re-gasketed. Somebody used, blue silicone or whatever, but you could tell this engine's all been apart at some point and re-gasketed, hopefully rebuilt. It's hard to say, but overall it looks pretty good. So Steve was looking he found a fitting. Got one of these conical seat fittings. We're hoping they'll go in there and work with a slide a hose over it, and we'll steal our nurse tank off the run stand. Hopefully it can power this powerful little 4-cylinder instead of a flathead V8. They had the floor board pulled out because they were messing with the battery and stuff, obviously. We may need our jump starter. That battery looks a little on the old side, but has a headliner and everything in here, and it's probably, this might be one of the nicest cars I own. Right. That's not saying a lot, damn it.
Right.
Spare tire, all that good stuff. The underside of the car is about the same. I know it's hard to see under here, but there we go. You can see everything's shiny and painted, and even though some of the parts were, they didn't smooth out, like see the bumper brackets have pitting and they just painted over on it. That's the difference between a amateur restoration and some high judging points car that's perfect. But for us, this is ideal. You can drive this car because it's shiny but not so perfect you're afraid to touch it. So that's my spiel on the car. We'll see how much we love it after we try and get it to run. It may have a blown up engine and we got to put a Tesla engine in it or something.
Yeah.
Battery is showing half a volt.
It's only mostly dead.
I think that qualifies.
Yeah, you're probably right.
He did say, he was like, no, I was just draining the old gas out of it.
Oh, okay.
That's what that was for. So he was just starting the process of
Gotcha.
tinkering. So he didn't even get to the battery stage.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably thinking about putting a charger on it.
Well,
We'll see how bad this battery is. Oh, we got cranking.
there are signs of life.
All right. Well, when we get the key,
Shit.
I can't. Well, actually, no, I lied. We could just jump the coil. We just run one of your little jumper alligator
Yeah.
clips
Yeah, we could just run
because it's
power
got
right to the coil.
it's got a 12 volt. Or run it to the ballast resistor.
Yeah.
So we can just run one. If we got one of the longer ones, we can run it from the starter hot or the solenoid out there,
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
To
the
the
cutoff
switch.
switch is right there.
and we should be able to just try and fire it. Oh, baby! You could also easily check by just opening this
Yeah.
with a screwdriver if you want to grab one, and
Yep, I
having
got
a
one.
coil wire there. And then that'll tell us if we're getting some sparky spark. We should have called Joe. This is like his favorite thing on the planet. to
Oh, he
do.
loves this stuff. Yeah.
Getting a Model A running that's not been running for a while. It's the closest thing to a hard-on he can get
Yeah.
at his age. All right. Hold
Ready?
on. Let me get this coil wire.
Yep.
Is that hanging off there? Yep.
Yep. A little bit.
Do you have a screwdriver? Anything?
I didn't see anything.
Oh, come on.
Popped off. Son of a bitch. There we go. I don't see anything. Is there something we're missing with the ignition switch?
All right, so we don't have the key yet. Mike's going to pick up the key. So we got some sketchy jumper wires here. Not really sketchy, but they did some conversions here, so it's a little different than stock. But basically, they have like a modern ignition switch with two contacts that are basically connecting the wires that go to the points. So we traced that all back, untaped it, put two jumper wires, and Steve moved the open and shut the points, and we got a spark out of the coil wire, so we know that we are getting some juice there.
We are getting close.
Yeah, so we're gonna crank it over again, just make sure it has spark. Probably don't need to do this, but we're going to. And then with the engine cranking, and then we're gonna try again with some fuel. See if it runs.
Got it. No problem at all. Nice spark now.
All right, reconnect that sucker and let's make it run.
That's it. There you go. It's all you.
All right, let's see if I can make all these knobs. Can't freaking remember anymore.
Uh-huh.
Throttle down like 2 clicks. Well, that was easy.
What the heck?
Is the choke open?
Yeah. I got the throttle a little bit.
I can move it here.
Okay. It's all you. There you go.
All right, so we're running. We're running off our nurse tank here. You can see the alternator bracket is not very good. Whatever they got going on here is not good at all. We'll have to address that. But it's running. It's probably could be running a little better, but it's running. Not bad. idling like it should. That's a bit rough of an idle, so
It's the first time it's run and who knows how.
you know, yeah, exactly. Oh yeah.
This thing's been sitting for a while.
So it's got an alternator, so we're able to disconnect the battery. We're getting charging at our jumper battery here. Nice thing with them putting it as an alternator. So Steve's gonna check here. Yeah, 15 volts.
15 volts, heck yeah.
It's really charging that
thing is
sucker.
cranking.
Because it's so dead.
Yep. Wow. That's amazing. I'm amazed. And the brake lights work. And the brake lights work.
What?
Yep.
All right, so we let the car sit overnight. We finally got the keys, so we didn't have to run all those jumper wires to make the thing start. We charged the battery overnight, and surprisingly, this old battery actually came back. According to the charger, it did. Now, we'll find out if it'll actually crank now. We still got our nurse tank set on here. And forgive me if I suck at starting this thing because, well, I haven't driven a lot of stock Model A's often enough to remember the handshake, so. Couple there, that. That's on. Pull the. I just turned the wrong way. Always forget. So this has got an alternator set up that, turn the throttle down a little bit. It's got an alternator conversion, and the conversion kit's a little sketchy. So it's just got a bracket that stops the alternator from bouncing too far. So it just floats around and bounces. You can see how much it's moving. So that's what the bracket's supposed to do. It just kind of keeps the alternator from bouncing too far, I guess, and that's how it keeps it tight, but apparently it works. It's charging, so
Yeah.
there we go.
Guessing that's from the tarp. Piece of string.
right, so after going to get it yesterday, tinkering a little bit and getting it running and yard driving it for a few minutes or minute, it did pretty good. And then, like you guys saw, we let it sit overnight and charge on the battery charger. The battery is quite old, but our charger did bring it back. So I actually think if we charge it some more, and because it has an alternator, just drive the car or let it sit here and run, I actually think the battery might come back in it. Worst case, we can buy a battery, but like a lot of this stuff, as everybody knows, things are getting expensive these days. So when you start buying a battery and all that stuff, you start adding a lot of cost to it. So we're kind of cheap asses. If we can save this battery and charge it and get it brought back to life, it probably will work. It did fire the car straight away. It's just that user error, I stalled it and then it didn't want to crank a bunch again. So, but otherwise the car seems to run decent. It has good pep as far as the throttle response. It idles a little rough still, but I think a lot of that is just the thing hasn't been driven in so long that we just need to drive it, give it an Italian tune-up, and then it'll probably run pretty darn good. So what we're going to do next is, the biggest thing in this car is it has some fuel leaks and stuff, and cleaning of the gas tank that really needs to be taken care of. That's why the gas tank was disconnected and we just have a nurse tank. I couldn't drive it any more than just around the yard because our nurse tank was dangerously close to the fan and we didn't want to have an explosion. So we're going to work on, in the background, probably shoot another video on getting the gas tank cleaned out, get the car running and driving a little bit better, and then we'll take it for a drive and show you guys driving it around a little bit. And we don't really know what we're going to do with the car. Like we say in a lot of these videos, I am open to selling the car. The goal is to buy these cars and resell them and do things like that. A lot of the fun for us is rescuing these cars, which we've already done, and getting it running and all that type of stuff. So we probably will offer this car for sale. So if you're somebody that's interested, like a lot of these videos, the cars oftentimes do sell pretty quickly. If you're interested, send us an email, irontrapgarage@gmail.com. You can talk about if it's the right car for you. If not, I think my idea for this car, if we keep it long enough, is to probably do like an old Yankee type kit in this, put a flathead V8 in, much like we did the Roadster pickup, and make it a cool little like OEM plus, if you will, type car. I don't know what we're going to call it, a light hot rod, but I don't really know yet. But either way, it's a neat car that we were able to rescue and put back on the road no matter what happens with the car. So thank you guys for following along, appreciate it. Catch you later. Yeah, you used to be so good at this. Now he's old and he's like
Cantankerous.
Stay. Stay. Sit down. Stay. 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 We'll let you stand. Stay. Stay. He's so focused on the C word. Can you sit? Moon, can you sit? Hey, forget about the chipmunks. My God.
I'm sorry, I said the C word.
You know you're obsessed with chipmunks.
Go get him, kill her.
Where's the chipmunks? Where they at? You go chipmunk. Get them. Get them. Oh, I just saw it run.
I saw it, yeah.